Alrighty, so here is season 2. My name is, of course, David Clare. So, as you already know, we have made some changes to the show.
We're back!
We're back!
Woo!
So,
that's, because it's awesome. I know y'all are happy. So.
Yeah, we know you guys have missed it. So, so as you guys have already seen, the only difference we have this season is just we have a soundboard.
We have a soundboard.
Yeah, we do.
We're
exploring new territory, and
we're also in different walls.
Yeah, well, Teach has a new get-up, which we'll get into later here. Mm-hmm. And our logo is now red. New color, new season.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
No. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so yeah.
I also got my coaster and my shot glass.
Yes.
Finally, it only took like 2 months.
That was the cliffhanger from season 1.
Yeah. It was resolved.
Is he ever going to get the thing? We just didn't milk it as big as we should have. But season 2. It's been just about a month since we recorded the season finale.
It feels like a year.
It feels forever.
Yeah.
It felt so long. Like even the day after we recorded, because I know it gets posted, a little bit late. But after we recorded, I was like, damn, I already miss it. I already miss Teach, and he moved.
Yeah,
but now he's back.
Now I'm back. And so we used to be across the street from each other.
Right.
And technically we still are, but I'm a little farther.
Yeah. You told me to drive here. I was thinking it was going to be like this crazy long drive. I could still make that walk.
Well, so in my head though, I was like, it's like a 5-second drive, but it's like a 5-minute walk. So
I need my exercise.
I just felt like it was more comfortable to drive. Like if I go to your place, I'm gonna drive.
Yeah.
I don't want to walk.
It's like, but still, I get paranoid because the cops stay right here on this road.
I've never seen a cop down here ever.
And that's good hiding.
No,
when I do Lyft, I see him all the time.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Like 1:32 in the morning.
Yeah, and they do say it's you get busted by your house a lot. Like that's a lot of
There's a guy. It's an unmarked car that stays right by the stop sign, like facing down Raleigh. He's in a white unmarked car, and I've seen so many people when they speed like down that road, like from turning.
It looks like
the lights turn on, and he chases them down. So.
But if you just don't drive like an asshole.
Yeah, but then I'll be driving too slow because I'll be paranoid, and then
they'll be literally done. Well, I mean, if you're cool with walking,
yeah, I need my exercise.
No shafts off my ass.
No, yeah, right, for real. So season 2, we're going to try to do this. I don't know. There's not really a change to the lineup.
Nope.
Did you guys get scared? You probably did.
I thought you were going to milk it in the beginning longer, like more.
I really wanted to milk it. So if the guys who like us on Facebook, I posted a thing. Saying like, oh, like me and Teach have come to a decision and this and that, and I wanted to kind of do it where it's like, oh shit,
what was it? We will miss you.
Yeah, hashtag we will miss you, and it was just going to be about the fucking Facebook profile.
Well, and I thought it was more of like like I left or something, like you were gonna go solo or like it was like I had to leave and blah blah blah, and I thought that's what like the beginning of this episode was gonna be more like. But then I got the signal. I didn't realize there was a signal.
Yeah, I was just like...
and I was like, wait, maybe he's just talking, with very handsy. Like,
very handsy, yeah.
Like I do sometimes, so...
Yeah, I don't know. Well, because tomorrow... I was really going to milk it, like, tonight and tomorrow morning. Because we were originally going to... Because today's Monday. We're recording on a Monday. I just know Teach was just so happy to see me or so excited to see me. So, yeah, we were going to do it tomorrow, record... And I was kind of milk it in the morning and this and that, saying like I'm going to record and da 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 da.
Yeah.
So then, but when you're like, oh yeah, I want to do it tonight, I was kind of like, oh shit, like I didn't like my train of thought.
But they don't come up though until they're gonna come up the next week.
No, because people have been actually telling me like, so when's the season finale?
Oh, really?
Like when's the season premiere and this and that. Like I didn't think that many people were actually going to care.
It's funny because. Podcasts don't really usually have seasons. They usually go by years. The end of the year show or the New Year's show or stuff like that. So, because I was like, it's only been a month and we're calling it a season. Or, I wonder if people were like, oh, already like a new season. It was like podcasts, you really don't stop.
Yeah,
so.
it's like, a little break, a little mid-season break. I don't know. Fuck it, we're changing the game. Why can't podcasts have seasons?
So you'll see me more distracted because I'm playing with this soundboard.
So if you hear random noises off in the background, it's just Teach. He barely showed me this like 3 minutes ago, and already it's...
I'm already... See, but it sucks because I'm having to look for things, and I want to hear what they sound like, though.
Right? Dude, let's test it out.
Oh, I have it on. Fucking...
Boo!
What do you think that is?
The pig squeal?
I know what it is, but it might sound fucking weird. Go to hell! Oh, that's a good one. You know what I really wanted to press was, nope, not that. Nope. Fuck, now I can't find them.
That's not a soundboard, that's just Teach struggling.
Oh, I'm already getting drunk. Okay.
We haven't done our shot yet. Our shot yet. Apparently we're already drunk.
You are one pathetic loser.
Man.
No, I just fucking had it. Why can't I find it now that I really want to play it? No, that's not it.
We're gonna have a lot of technical difficulties this season.
As good. Oh.
Whoop-a!
That one's just always funny. And this is the roster horn is fucking awesome too. See, it's really, and then you actually have to push it to do like the club thing. DJ Teach in the house. Oh, that's what I want to press.
She ratchet.
Allah.
She ratchet.
Emmanuel Hudson.
There you go.
The classics. Okay. That's hilarious.
See, I don't know if that's gonna come off on the sound too. You know what I mean? Like it might not sound.
It'll show up.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
Anyway, so that's our new thing too.
Yeah, be prepared for that. Oh. I did stop in my track.
That one's for when David tells me something crazy.
Something crazy.
I wasn't ready for.
Oh man, which you'll probably use that when we get into the jerk of the week.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of shit's happened, within this month or so, within maybe just about on the cusp of a month. But
no, it's been a straight month. It's been at least 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's like I might as well. Biggest thing, Demi Lovato, nearly killed herself.
Okay, so it's not funny.
It's not funny, but
so, and we've talked about like suicide stuff on here too, and this wasn't a suicide. In the context of that too, overdose and addiction is something also close to my heart. But it's funny that I still sense of humor is always key, to being able to cope with things too. Mm-hmm. So you shouldn't do it at someone's expense, but with something so high up that you don't really know who it is, it gives that slack to find things humorous, because it feels really outrageous. Now, on my Facebook, I would never touch that subject, at all. But having the outlet of our Facebook page, it was me. I posted the first one.
You did.
You posted the second one.
The candlelight vigil?
Uh-huh. And that one stuck. And I guess the first one was bad that it got taken off.
I guess so.
I mean, either by one of our listeners, because someone, it was funny.
Somebody, well, not even our listeners, somebody started commenting, this isn't funny, and this isn't that. Addiction isn't a joke. I don't know who that is. Apparently, we have a listener who commented on the thing, who I actually saw him post the photo, and so I put photo credit this person.
You don't know that guy? The one the photo credit?
No, I know him.
Oh, okay.
I worked with him at Quaphone. Mm-hmm. But somebody I guess he's friends with saw so and so commented on this page's post, and that guy took, this isn't funny, they're struggling, this and that. And I'm like,
that guy they were saying about you don't know him.
I don't know him, no.
That's awesome. We have people we don't know commenting on our shit.
Exactly.
And to be honest, I was like, ooh, it's getting good. What if this goes, starts...
I wanted to start commenting stuff, but I didn't know if I wanted to comment as the page or as me. And I was I was taking too long to decide that I forgot what I was going to say anyway. So I was just like, well.
I was thinking about doing it as the page, obviously. But I thought it was going to go make its own thing. I thought more people were going to go back and forth.
Right.
And then when it fizzled out, I was like, well, I guess we're good.
Right.
So.
Dude, the post that I shared of Jeffrey, the giraffe, when Toys R Us closed down,
That one went crazy.
That went huge.
We got like 20 likes on that.
Dude, and we got like over 1,000 people saw it, and freaking it got like 15 shares. Mm-hmm. Like it got so big, and I was like, dude, I just thought it was going to be the typical I share it and that's it. Like I was just like, we get one laugh react, we get one laugh react from somebody, and
it was
we're good to
go.
go.
It was
Oh
during the
no!
Avengers thing, right? Like it was fizzling out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bro, what did it cost? Everything. And I think it was my caption too.
I was a little upset that was the meme that went. I'm like, I post fucking goals all the time, and this is the one that's getting all the attention.
Same thing. I was like, man, but
yeah,
I spilled a little bit of the whiskey here.
Oh Lord, mine?
Yeah,
yes.
Unfortunately.
That's fucked up.
I'm sorry, bro.
Especially that it's mine. That's the worst part about it.
For real. All right, quick break. We're going to get a napkin. 1 moment. All right, crisis averted. I have cleaned up his whiskey.
He slurped it up.
Yeah, he pressed my head right to the table, and
he was a little too into it, to be honest.
Yeah, it was an all too familiar feeling.
Yeah.
So it just kind of got carried away.
Yeah, just kind of comes up.
So speaking of coming up,
speaking of coming,
Demi Lovato, his hospital bill is coming up in her rehab. So yeah, like we were saying, so back to that.
So I didn't even know she had a drug addiction.
Yeah, she, after, like, apparently it started when she was with Disney Channel, or shortly after Disney Channel. She was stressed, and this, and that. I did air quotes there. Because, yeah, I'm rich and famous. I'm so stressed.
I remember the thing was that people were, like, fat-shaming her or something. You know, she's not, any means, not even a thick girl, I would call her. But
she's thick, bro. Oh,
is she?
Yeah, dude, she's thick, but, like, in all the right spots.
Yeah,
like,
but not even... That I don't know. I think like Nicki Minaj.
Have you seen her here now?
I guess not. I know. So here's the thing: is that I don't really even know who she is. Like the name is familiar. I know Demi Lovato, and she's the singer, right?
She started off in Disney Channel. She was on Sunny with a Chance.
Never knew about any of that. Yeah.
So she did Camp Rock with the Jonas Brothers and all this. She was a really good singer. So yeah. So after her Disney Channel career, she became an actual like pop singer. And then she went to rehab because she was like getting addicted to cocaine and like drugs and this and that, and with her stress. Yeah. Fucking and then so then she got sober. She was gone for a while, came back, wrote all this really like heartwarming music, like really inspirational stuff. Then she started kind of making the pop hits again. And then here she is, and she says that she's been on drugs again.
What songs has she done? Anything I would know? Is it on the radio?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You know, like some pop songs from the radio, and you know them, but you don't really know.
Sorry for not sorry. Connie, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
Oh yeah.
And then
that's
the Cool for the Summer. Dun, 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 dun. Kiss one another.
Oh yeah.
Die for each other.
Stupid motherfucker. That's my thing.
Yeah. It was like so she sings that. She has a bunch of little hits.
Okay. So see. And I like the songs, actually, too. I just had no idea. You know, they come on the radio.
Right.
Whatever. The only thing I even knew about, like, associate, like, about her, is she came on South Park with the PC stuff, like, Cartman stuff, and he was like, you're fucking hot, just shut up. Like,
yeah.
Or, like, everyone, who cares if people are calling you fat? Like, it doesn't, you're not.
Yeah.
And then, so the drug thing, I had no idea either.
Oh, yeah, she was a huge druggie. And then, so yeah, but apparently she overdosed on heroin. And she went to the hospital, and apparently she woke up and this and that. But I got fucked. So this is very fucked up. I was like, give her to the end of September, she'll be dead.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
She'll die, she'll crash.
That's a good one.
Yeah, very fucked up. But I said it. Everybody in the background, fucking Yeah, so it sucks, you know, and my whole stance on it, because I was quick to start sharing shit on Twitter mostly.
That's the best time for it.
And on the Facebook page too, you know, the couple things. But yeah, I mean, addiction, it's that very tricky thing, because the people that get addicted to drugs and do drugs, they're doing it for a specific reason, you know, like they're all countless things, right? Yeah. People could do drugs for. I'm not going to sit here and try to say which one's more important. Yeah. People do drugs, and they're doing it for specific reasons. When they hit that point, because usually it's them when they hit that rock bottom, when they take a good look at themselves. Oh, I'm fucked up. I need help. This and that. Some people the people that do realize hit that rock bottom and then overcome it, get clean, and stay sober, You know, though I consider them survivors. I consider them warriors. You know, it's a big thing. It's no joke.
It really is.
But at the same time, the people that hit rock bottom and continue to keep hitting rock bottom over and over again, my kind of sense of compassion and everything kind of dwindles away a little bit, because it's like, okay, how many times are you going to realize, oh, I need to stop doing this, it's ruining my life? I was like, yeah, this is the sixth time within 4 years, like, this has happened to you. Like,
so I am also on the I subscribe to the idea that addiction is a disease.
mm-hmm.
So but I'm not so far to say like, oh, it's just like a disease, they can't help it type of thing. Like, they can proactively help it, obviously. And it takes their realization to do that. But I understand it's very, very hard, and it's very, you know, this and that. But it's like you said, it comes to the point where they get to that point where they hit rock bottom, they take a good look at themselves, and either go, this is not who I am, this is not who I want to be, I need to do better, or they go, yeah, you know what, there's no other alternative, so I might as well, you know, dull out anything else and just continue being this piece of shit that I am. And that's, you know, really, really sad. Honestly, I get what you're saying too, where the compassion starts dwindling, because you literally can. And there's two types of compassion: there's idiot compassion, and there's like true compassion. And I would not say idiot compassion would help. You know, enabling them. You know, parents being like, oh, you know, they can't help it. I'm not gonna let them live on the streets. I'm not gonna let them go to jail. I'm gonna give them everything they need. It's like, no, at that point, that's stupid. Mm-hmm. The real compassionate way to go about that is to let them hit rock bottom, and then even at the sense of they might die. But the thing is, like, they have to figure out themselves how to work find a way out.
Because ultimately, it comes down to that person.
Yeah.
Because I know I don't want to say I know tons of people, but I know people who've been drug addicts, who've had the rock bottom moments, and, you know, either they did the rehab, they just focused on other things, and, you know, and stayed on the right path. And I know people who have relapsed, mm-hmm. but they relapsed and they got themselves back up. Mm-hmm. Like, they went through sobriety, they relapsed, and then realized again, damn it, like, I just did what I was not supposed to do. And they got back on the right path, and they're still flourishing now, and they're doing what they need to do. But it ultimately boils down to that person. Yeah. That's how I'm always going to see it. You know, when I see stories on, like, the news, and it's like drug deal gone bad, or like when I see, like, you know, so and so overdosed, and, you know, this and that, it's like, well, you know, look, same thing. So I'm a big metalhead. Nikki Sixx, the bassist from Motley Crue and the bassist from the band 6 a.m., his side band, he's technically died. He died of a heroin overdose. The only reason he's still alive today is because the paramedic that took him in the ambulance recognized who he was and was like, oh shit, this is Nikki Sixx of Motley Crue, and shot him in the heart with an adrenaline needle. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason why Nikki Sixx is still here on this earth. Mm-hmm. And you know what? He relapsed a couple times after that, but now he realized, hey, I'm a fucking Grammy-winning, fucking millionaire, you know, metalhead. Like, I'm doing this for the fans, this and that. He wrote his book called The Heroin Diaries. It's so crazy. One of the best books I've ever read. So good, so crazy. He did so much fucked up shit. Dave Mustaine, the lead guitarist and singer of Megadeth, I can't remember what drug he was on, but he had a drug overdose. He died. Again, if it wasn't for somebody, holy shit, this is Dave Mustaine of Megadeth. Then brought him back to life. Yeah. And he was a reborn-again Christian. He stayed off of drugs forever, still to this day, and he's very, like, yeah. Even though he's still singing about the devil and shit. Oh, really? He has songs about killing people, and Megadeth's all brutal.
You know what you're good at.
Yeah, so. What you're good at. And then King Diamond was on tour with them shortly after that, and he was like, oh, King Diamond's very satanic, I don't want him on my tour anymore, and kicked King Diamond off of the tour just because King Diamond was satanic, and it was just like, whatever. It was like, whatever. But it boils down to that person. People have the strength to do it. It's a lot of hard work. It's not easy. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. But people can find the strength within themselves to get it.
I don't know if I ever shared this with you, but you know, I lived in South Dakota for a while, mm-hmm. and, you know, small town, all you could do is, you know, drink, do drugs, and have sex. Like, that was, you know, what you did as a 16-year-old kid. And I remember at one point, we used to do like the fishbowl party stuff where like everyone would just bring whatever they could find, pills, their grandparents, their parents' stuff, and that was old and blah blah blah, and just mix them up, and just take whatever, drink, you trade them, for whatever. If you can get booze, your brother brought you booze, you got a 6-pack, you trade that for a handful of pills or something like that, and you would have a stash, and I would have my own stash with like just everything, right? And I used to take like 12 pills at a time of just random shit, and I would just go, and I remember looking at it towards the end of that phase, because I really just didn't care. I was depressed, I was doing way too many drugs, drinking, and just looking at like a handful of pills and being like, I might die. Or I would be like, I might die after this, but I'm like, but I'd rather be high, like, and just downing them. And I OD'd, and finally, I didn't get in trouble with the law, but, my dad had no idea. I was really good at hiding it. I was just out all the time, so he never saw. I would always be responsible, like, tell him where I'm at least, and so that I was going to feel comfortable, so he didn't ask too much more. But I woke up in, like, detox, IV and shit, and I had to stay, like, in a week detox with the hospital with, like, other kids. I was the oldest one. I was 16, but other, like, kids that have tried suicide, they considered me suicidal because I was taking so many pills. They're like, obviously, something wrong here. But I got shipped down to San Antonio. I had to live with my grandparents, and I still partake. Like if stuff is around, but I don't actively look for it. I mean, like once a year, if it's around. I still drink a lot. That my drinking is tied to stuff like that, but it's more controlled in the sense that I'm killing myself slowly.
Right.
But it's legal. So I'm okay. But yeah, there comes a time, and that's why I always think of too, where I had to look at myself and be like, damn, that was scary. Like I really was willing to die just because I was chasing a high so much. And like I felt like that was just so not really who I was and not who I wanted to be and not how I wanted to end it. If I was to not wake up, because I took a handful of pills just because that was just so scary. And I was like, yeah. And actually, the first, few years, I was like, didn't want to do any of that shit. I still drink. It's always been my, homegirl. The booze. It's always my first love. But as far as the pills and stuff, and it was good that I moved cities because I didn't know anyone either. So up in South Dakota, I knew all the people that did that. Even if I would have tried to stop it, I'd been like, well, all my friends are still, you're still around.
You'll be around it.
Moving down here, I mean, it was like no connections to all this stuff. I would have to really look for it, and it was just not that easy. Which is funny, because you would think a bigger city would be easier to get shit like that. Right. It really isn't, because...
See, I wouldn't even... Well, no, never mind. I was like... Maybe when I was younger, I was like, I don't even know how people get that. Where do people... But then going into the club scenes and the rave scenes and knowing who does what, and I was like, oh, yeah.
It's funny, too, because the other night, at Saturday night, my friend came up for her birthday or whatever when we went out. And I just had this big want to do X, because that was my second... after alcohol, right? And I haven't done X in like, I don't know, 5 years probably. But her girlfriend's like she deals pot and this and that. I just figured like, oh, she must know people. Like, you must, you rub elbows with, if you're buying big amounts of weed, they probably sell other shit too. And I was like, hey, just curious, would y'all be able to get X? Like, y'all know someone that, and they were like, no. And I was like, really? I'm like, no. And they're like, no, we don't do that. And I was like, your dealer? He's like, I mean, I probably know a friend of a friend of a friend who knows someone. And I'm like, how the fuck? Like, because in South Dakota, I don't know. I guess because it was so small that you had to be like a one-stop shop. Like, if you were going to deal drugs, you dealt all the drugs. You didn't specialize in one. You would have everything,
Specialize.
Like here, though, it's like...
You're jack of all trades.
Pot is not even a drug, considered here. They really... Big potheads. I mean, potheads that are like... My friends, I mean, they wake up every morning and smoke a bong.
Wake and bake.
And, like, before work. And one works at Apple, one's works at a dry cleaner. They're like, they smoke. They go on a break and smoke. They come home, they smoke so much pot.
That's
right?
Crazy.
I can't. I'm like, how do you function all day doing that? Like, I'll do it right at night, but I can't. How do you talk to people all day? Like, how do you work? Anyways, even them who are like, I would consider like, I would call them a druggie because it's drugs, and like if you're living your life on pot all the time, But even they're like, no, I don't fuck with that. That's too much. Like, you
Right.
know? So I'm like, you know.
See, there was one of the girls I talked to. Yeah, I guess an ex. I don't know how to describe her.
Fuck buddy?
Nah, I wouldn't even say that. We weren't fucking really.
Oh.
I don't know. She was just there. She was a huge
Bible
pothead.
study?
No. She was a huge pothead, and like, and I didn't know it because we worked at SeaWorld together, and it wasn't until I left SeaWorld and we just started talking like outside of work and stuff that I realized she was a huge pothead, and like every time I'd be on the phone with her, just fucking high, I would have to repeat myself a million times. I'm just like, what the fuck? And I always told myself I wouldn't date potheads. Like, I'm friends with them, but I was like, that's not the kind of girl I want to be with.
It's a lifestyle.
I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe I was just, too whatever, like being a prude or not open-minded or whatever. So I'd be like, okay, and like we would make date plans. I would go to pick her up. Oh, I forgot to ask my parents if I can go out, this and that, and be like, so fucking drove out here for nothing. I'm like, all right, whatever. Yeah, the girl would be like, because she lived with her parents, who didn't, right out of high school. They'd be like, oh, like I forgot to ask my parents, I can't go anywhere, this and that. All right, I was in a play. She came to see my play, but she came fucking high with her friend. And then when she had to leave right after, of course, I stayed for cast party and dinner and everything. Yeah, right. Fucking, so talking to her the next morning, be like, hey, like, what'd you think of the show? She was like, I can barely remember it. I was so fucking high. This is that. And I was just like, what the hell, man? And, like, it just got so annoying. And I was just like, yeah, like, I dumped her in a McDonald's parking lot. And I was just like,
and it sounds like she might have just started smoking pot, maybe? Or
apparently she's been smoking it since, like, 8th grade.
Because my friends, I freak out sometimes. I forget that they're high. You know what I mean? Maybe it's because I only see them high now. Like, or, they're just always high. But, I mean, they function. You can't even tell. It actually makes me, it doesn't make me mad, but it's funny when the few times that I will smoke with them, because I don't really like to smoke with people, I don't like talking. I want to just zone out on something. But when I do, and I'm starting, like, going crazy, my head's like, like, super high, and they're just, like, chill, and I'm like, fuck, like, now you're normal, like, and I'm freaking out over here, but that's just how they function like that, you know what I mean? So
it's only been a few times where I couldn't tell when someone was high, but, like, with her, you could always tell. And it was just, like fucking, I would pick her up because when I graduated, she was a junior, so I started talking to her senior year, which I was out of school, so when I would pick her up to go get lunch somewhere, she would fucking come into my car, and I just look at her, and she's like, what? Like, all eyes glazed over and everything, and I'm like...
See, that's not even fun if you're blacking out. Like, I don't like people that black out drunk either, because, like, that's no fun.
Right.
You're not drinking to black out, like, you just go to sleep. Like,
enjoy
the time.
I like to get drunk enough to where I can still remember the night, but I kind of remember I don't remember conversations.
Yeah. But it's a heightened experience in the sense where it just elevates stuff. Not like totally, I can't function, I don't remember anything going on.
Speaking of which, let's go ahead and do this.
Oh, my new shot glass. Thank you very, very much. Who made this for me again?
Chanel.
Thank you, Chanel.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hee-haw!
Ooh, fucker.
Oh.
Fuck.
That's a power up.
For real.
That shot.
So in all honesty, hopefully Demi Lovato does get the help that she needs.
So again, Demi, wow, we've been talking about Demi Lovato for a while. I love so much stuff. Making fun of her isn't. See, the thing is that it's not making fun of Demi Lovato. It's not making fun of her experience, and it's not making fun of her, storyline or anything like that. The humor comes from a lot of us have, if not our own addictions that we've dealt with, people that have done it too, or secondary friends that have dealt with it, to where it makes it light. It's the way it's a coping thing. It's a part of society that, yes, it's very serious, and especially when someone's close to you. But when on that platform, you have to have a sense of humor. Just to be part of the society with it. You know what I mean? It's still something that it also gets the message out more too. Even for the people that get offended, that's good that they get offended. That's
become an activist.
They get their chance to speak their mind, and it makes so much platforms for everyone to kind of congeal with it too.
I was doing it to make fun of her.
Well, okay, and the thing is that yeah, and that's fine. That was the point of it. But you know, if it was someone very close to you, obviously you wouldn't be doing that to them. It doesn't make you a bad person. You know what I mean? It's not like that because she's so. It's Demi Lovato is no one knows her. I mean, no one on our page knows her. You know, is a
Personally.
friend of or like a family member or something like that.
I would still probably make jokes if someone in my family
The
did.
closer you get,
Yeah.
well, I did it to my sister, but never to her face, and never on Facebook. Only in words.
Yeah, never.
Where, only in words where I can deny if they ever come back to get me.
I never said
I
that.
didn't fucking say that. You know me. Wait, would I say that?
You know me, but you don't know my podcast stuff.
Yeah. You know, I do that with my sister, and to be honest, okay, so that's like an example. My sister is worse than I am, because she's 30 and still in throes of stuff like that. You know, she can't hold down a job. She has 3 kids, 2 different baby daddies. She's living with my grandparents. All you know, it all
An all-American woman.
She's an all-American woman. Oh yeah, big time. And she loves white trash. I don't get that. I don't know why. I don't know where that comes from with her. In our family. All the women in my family who are Hispanic, they all like white guys. And they all like, well, my mom liked white guys, but she actually found it good. Anyways, I'm digressing. So my sister, right, honestly, so, like, right now it's funny, like, just to talk about her, too. And I make so many jokes, like, in passing, especially with Mrs. Teach, too, and just, like, if we see, like, a guy on the street, like, begging for change, I'm like, oh my god, my sister would love him. Like she would absolutely go right now. See, the thing is, they need to have this more. Like 4 pages.
It works.
They need to have it all. I'm gonna find another one.
Right.
Yeah. So it took so much time finding that. I don't know what to say. So like I'll make little jokes like that in passing, and it all comes from like it's the humor aspect because it's ha ha right. It's funny, but I mean honestly when if I talk with my family members about it, because they'll be like, oh, have you talked to her? Have you teach? Could you try to? Meanwhile, I'm the younger one, so I'm always like, what do you mean talk to her? Like, she's my older sister. What the fuck?
What do you want, dweeb?
She'll never listen to me. You know what I mean? She just always acts sense that she's my older sister. Anyways, but I get really actually sad about it. Like, I really get a heart heavy feeling when I like really think about it. You know?
Yeah.
So for me, being able to just make those little jokes, it kind of lets it out. So it doesn't come... Because if I were just so focused on it, it would just be horrible all the time. Like, it would just feel so heavy all the time that, like... And because it's not like I can go and pick my sister up and give her a good job and take away all her... You know, if I could, I would, but you can't. And so knowing that you can't do that, it always feels really heavy and this and that. But if you can make a joke here and there that make it livable, there you go.
Right.
Why not?
Yeah, and that's totally fine. I always love. I like how we have that perfect balance because you think right, you know.
Oh,
you know, yeah, you. Man, dude, that shot really hit me. You know, you kind of have that. You're that like, oh, okay, well, let's look at everything this way. I'm just like, nah, fuck it. It's this. Like, fuck Demi Lovato, crackhead. Like, ah.
Well, see, I'm the same way with thinking that way. But yeah, my goal is to be perspective wise, like larger.
My goal is just to fuck you and
yeah,
feel like shit.
And that's hilarious. That's why it makes the world funnier. So
yeah, man.
Because if you had guys like me talking just woo woo shit all the time, it'd be so boring. Like,
right.
No one wants to hear that all the time.
Nah, it's okay. Speaking of boring,
oh look, I found. I'm just gonna push this because I want to hear what it sounds like. I don't know if it.
Here is the biggest douche of the universe.
The button just says douche, so I was kind of hoping it was like a Parks and Recs, like the douche.
The douche.
They should make that.
That's
I should
amazing.
make a soundboard. This is
You should.
ridiculous.
But speaking of douche, because I forgot where I was gonna go with the boring one.
Feminine hygiene. Is that working?
What's
no,
up?
No.
Fucking So there's 3 douches here in San Antonio. They stole a fucking shark out of an aquarium. San Antonio has the San Antonio
To be
Aquarium.
honest, I'm not even mad.
You're not even mad?
Pretty impressive. How did they do that?
I have no
Maybe
idea.
you go back
And
a
they
fish
disguised
net?
it as a baby. So here's the story. So over the weekend, it's a fucking soundboard. Oh my god. We're gonna have to have a production meeting after this.
Honestly, I wasn't even gonna tell you about it before. I was just gonna start pressing shit while we were talking to like.
That would have probably been like, dude, could you shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
No,
See, I'm glad I did.
No, it's funny. I love it. Because I want to stop talking so that way the soundboard is on there. But anyway, so over the weekend, these 3 San Antonio locals went to the San Antonio Aquarium. They
the one on Bandera?
Yeah, that's the only one here. Yeah, that's the only San Antonio aquarium.
Oh, I was just thinking like an aquarium in San Antonio. Like
No.
SeaWorld. They have an aquarium.
I would hope they would have stricter security to get a.
I would think any aquarium would have good security though. Like,
I want to know. I wish there was video footage of them like
there has
getting
to
the
be.
shark.
I mean,
because there's video footage of them walking with the stroller,
Yeah.
but you can't see what's in the stroller, and a video of them going to their car.
how did it not die?
I have no.
It's got to be
idea.
dead by now.
I have no idea. Hopefully not.
It has to be.
Based on what I saw, when the person turned themselves in because it went viral in San Antonio here today. The Case at 12 or News 4, whoever shared it, said that the aquarium was on their way to pick up the shark. They kept it in a tank, but
Wait, say that again?
So people from the aquarium went to go pick up the shark with wherever they got it, because apparently these people that stole it put it in a tank.
Oh, okay.
Which, so the people stole the shark, put it in the baby stroller to make it look like a baby. They took it home, and I guess they put it in a tank, and one of the morons posted on Facebook Marketplace selling a shark $300 to get it ready for next Shark Week.
That's a great one.
Right. And he goes, I took it out of the tank real quick to take a pic. Jesus Christ.
That's so stupid.
What people come up with nowadays, man.
Okay.
Alright, we're back. So,
Alright.
so Teach got a new cup. It looks like one of those horns. What do you call them?
I call them a Game of Thrones cup.
The Game of Thrones cup. So, like, where it's like the cattle horn and you pour the booze into it.
Yeah.
So
okay, so I love Game of Thrones, and I'm a total nerd at heart. Like, I don't really. No, I'm a geek. Wait, we talked about this one episode.
You're a geek.
I'm a geek.
Yeah.
No, I'm a nerd because I like the math. Geeks are usually for the like fan stuff, right?
Geeks are for like fantasy and
okay,
stuff.
so I'm really actually a nerd because I'm more into like this nerdy stuff. I'm not usually into the geek. Oh fuck, I'm both. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
anyways, so Game of Thrones, fucking love it. I was obsessed with like their cups. I always thought the cups were so fucking cool. They all have those. When they were drinking fucking ale or whatever the fuck. Old beer, ancient beer, not old, but I want another shot. Let's drink a shot.
I will die.
Well, pour me one. You're younger.
Yeah, I was like, I'll pour you one.
That's a Korean thing. Younger people gotta pour the older friend a shot.
That's probably gonna be the last of it.
I bet you that's two. Anyways, so I actually bought a legit goat horn cup, like mug, and it came to me. Yeah, you. Oh, okay. I'll drink the rest.
I was like, that's the whole bottle.
Yeah. Did you want to have it?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
I'll die.
I'll get another one for next week.
Alright.
Oh, I won't be here next week actually. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, well.
So I bought a legit fucking cup made out of a goat horn. And it was bad. It was pretty cool. And when I got it, it was, legit. Like, it smelled like a goddamn goat. I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna drink my drink when I watch Game of Thrones with this. Like, it's fucking awesome. But it had a leak in it, right?
Oh.
It had this crack right at the handle. Because I tried it before I made a drink, and it was leaking all over the place. So I sent it back. I got my money back. It was fine. But ever since then, Amazon has been, suggesting things like those mugs always come up, and I had never rebought one because I was just like, I don't want to get another one and it cracks, or I'm like, what if I use it too much and it cracks anyways, and then I can't return it. So I just been like blah blah blah. Well, this one though showed up, and it's plastic.
I like how you demonstrate it, like they can see it.
It's for you, David. So it actually was. It's the story. Look, it's got a goat in there. You see the goat?
I see it.
The idea behind it's actually a coffee mug. It's supposed to be for coffee.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, And the idea was like, I guess back in Ethiopia for coffee beans, when they figured out that coffee like was dope, the goats would eat the beans and they started jumping around, and then we started drinking it. So I saw that, I was like, okay, it looks like a goat horn, and it's fucking plastic, and it's American, so it should work, fine, and it does. And that's all well and good. But then I had it sent to my work because I didn't want it sent to the house that I was staying at this past month because I was self-conscious about it. I didn't want people knowing I was drinking out of a goat horn cup.
Goat cup. A little bit of goat.
So when I got sent to my work too, I opened, I was like, oh fuck, my cup came in, and then I was like, but it's like right on the box, like, goat cup. And I put it on my desk like, okay, I don't want anyone to see this. Like, I was self-conscious about it for whatever reason. And then leaving work, I'm like holding it in my hands like no one can see it. Like, someone's walking by like, what the fuck's he got a goat cup for? Like, what the fuck does that mean? And I swear to God, it's been in my car for like 3 days just because I've been like, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I was so excited to buy it. I was so excited to have it. And then when I got it, I was like, is this too much? I mean, I am too much, so I'm usually used to that. And Mrs. Teach is totally used to it. And I was like, Miss Teach, I was like, this is too much, right? I was like, this is like kind of insane. She was like, it is, but like, that's you. She's like, but no one would think anything different. So.
You guys missed it. It was off the fucking recording. Cause he's all like, cause I was like, yeah, it's a pretty cool cup. But he goes, are you sure? I've been really self-conscious about it. It was just like, yeah, man, don't worry. Like, it's cool. I don't think less of you.
I really felt like it was like, what the fuck is this guy doing with the goat cup? Like, why who would buy that? Like, and why is he drinking out of it? Like,
you're the only sell that company has had. They're like,
I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Fucking, they're like, oh, gentleman in San Antonio bought her cup. Yay.
Apparently, it's pretty big. I mean, on Amazon, I don't know.
I'll buy one just like that, so that way we could.
Match. And then they have. I bought it's all black, but they have one it looks like it's all white, and then this thing is like little brown, like a hipster. It looks so hipster, the brown and white one, because it's all white, and then like the brown. I don't know, it looks like a Starbucks cup, pretty much.
It looks like it has its own coaster, so like it has a little holster that you could put it in that fits perfectly.
So it has this. Well, maybe we'll post a picture on it.
Yeah, right.
So it has this like sleeve on it again because it's for coffee. So I guess it's like for when it's hot.
Yeah.
But then, on Amazon too, and on the box, it's like they want you to take this to the coffee shop to get your coffee. Like, so the coaster what would you call this? Like the holster.
The coaster holster.
A holster. The holster on it. You take it off and flip it upside down, and you sit because it's a horn, so it doesn't sit on its own.
Yeah. Which I think that's the only flaw of this cup.
Well, but they fixed it. No flaws because
Go cup.
The holster is a coaster that we'll put a picture of.
Coaster holster.
Coaster holster.
Coaster.
Did I say that? Coaster holster. Holster coaster. Shut up.
Whatever. Who cares?
All right.
Does not compute.
Yeah, that's the computer talking to us.
I'm going to take another shot of my very lovely The Teach Who Cares shot glass. I really am in love. Obviously, I like things to drink out of. Right. So, I'm very passionate about these things. So, to have this is my new favorite shot glass. I don't think I will take a shot out of anything else for the rest of my life.
Right.
Probably. So, here's to season 2.
Season 2.
Mm-hmm. Woo! Does that make sense? I don't know.
No.
I'm take my shot. I'm getting ready.
I had a lot of Fireball this past Saturday, so I'm kind of like, ooh, man.
Hello.
Here, Go Cup's here.
Don't tell anyone.
Sorry.
Leave it at the door.
Right. Speaking of leaving problems at the door, a woman killed her husband because he bought porn.
Oh my god, that's the worst thing.
Headshot.
I thought it was gonna be like a gun.
No. Wait, I clicked it. Oh shit.
Is that how she did it? Was it just sound like that?
I don't know. So yeah, a woman killed her husband, who I didn't see how many years, but she killed the person she married because he bought porn.
Well,
imagine if Mrs. Teach killed you over porn.
Well,
you'd have been dead by now.
If I ever bought porn at this day and age, she should just come in because it's stupid, because it's all free online.
Exactly, but you gotta remember, these people look elderly, so they're not really tech savvy. He probably did it old school and bought a movie.
That's just way too long. No one needs that much porn.
Right? Who needs a full DVD? 13 hours of stupid fucking. But yeah, this woman killed her husband over some porn.
What kind of porn?
It didn't specify.
See, I want to know what kind of porn.
Right.
I want to know the vehicle of porn that he used. Was it a VHS? Was it a DVD? Was it a magazine?
Right.
Where did he hide it? What was it of? You know? I'm curious. Where was this?
It probably wasn't even porn. It probably
Utah?
just had a lady on the cover, and she thought it was porn.
Was it an anime? It was just like really big tits everywhere, and she thought like.
The world may never know. She killed him.
Epic fail.
Fucking dude. Oh man. One, I've never bought porn, but if you get killed for watching porn,
bought porn. But
the douche.
So I think the last time I bought porn, it had to have been like, I don't know, 2011. You know,
Never bought porn.
And you know why? It was because I didn't have internet or cable at the time. I had a cell phone, and I had 5 gigs of data for the month, and if I were to watch porn on it, one video would take up like a gig.
Right.
So like the first week, I think I did like watch porn all week one night that month, and then I had no data, the rest of it, so it was horrible. So I went and bought like a couple magazines, a couple DVDs, a dildo. No, just kidding. I bought like traditional porn, kept under the sink, the bathroom, traditional.
Right.
I'm a classic man.
I kept mine in the so I realized I remembered I have bought porn. It was when I was.
It's also kind of like a rite of passage when you turn
Right.
18. Like, go into the porn store, buy a porn, and go, I'm 18, I can do this, and I want you to know.
Like,
that's
I'm going to touch myself
You
to
get
this
off
later.
on that more than the actual magazine.
Right?
Like,
You're standing at the counter with a raging heart on,
yeah,
just like
with your magazine.
you don't even look at the magazine. You cream before you
and
get
you're
back
like,
into the car.
I'm an American, and I'm allowed
This
to
is my
do
God-given
this.
right.
Like,
Fucking. So I was 18 years old. It was senior year. It was in November. I don't remember the dates, unfortunately. But I turned 18 in October. We went to a thespian conference, which was in Houston, because I was in the Thespian Honor Society, and we were staying at the hotel, and we were in the little like gift shop type thing, like Starbucks, whatever. And we're looking around because we're just buying snacks for the night or whatever. And I see there's a Playboy magazine, and it says "Never before released pictures of Marilyn Monroe." So I was like,
ooh, grandma porn.
Exactly. Well, when she was young.
No, yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. And it came in the plastic wrap and everything. And I was like, I was horny. I'm a teenager, right? The guys were like, oh, dude, I was the only one that was 18 and this whole group of students. So I'm like, okay. So some guy was like, I bet you won't buy that. So I spent my last $15 on this damn magazine for the whole weekend. Freaking bought it. And then we got...
Were they good?
Yeah. So Playboy is actually articles. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know
I
that.
bought Playboy, yeah.
I was like, I thought it was all nothing but titties and ass. Fucking no. So we get up to the hotel room. We finally check in and everything. And all the guys came to our hotel room because it was like 4 guys per room. And so, because it was 2 beds a room. And freaking all the guys are in one hotel room, and we start opening it. And we're like, okay, there's ads for the website, this is that. And it's like, what the?
Well,
What the? And then finally we get to a couple titties, and we're like, oh, dude. Stare at that for like 20 minutes. Then we get to the Marilyn Monroe pictures. Oh, vintage boobs. Oh, look at the bush on her. Ah. And that was it.
Like a full pizza slice.
For real. They're like, that was it. I was like, and I looked at the guy who convinced me to buy it. I was like, you fucker, now I have no money for food. I had to text my dad, Dad, can you use transfer me more money?
I made a mistake. I made a mistake.
Did I jerk off that weekend? Goddamn right I did.
Sure. And you probably would have with other magazines.
And I think I let one of my other friends use it too, so he could jerk off, you know? Just being helping hand,
being
you know?
a friend, yeah.
Being a friend, right?
Yeah. Playboy, Yeah, wait, and Playboy doesn't even have tits anymore. Naked. It's not even.
They got rid of it. You can go to Barnes and Nobles. There's no plastic sleeve on it anymore.
I think it's like swimsuits or something, or like bikinis.
They're in like bras and panties.
Lingerie
Yeah.
and shit, yeah. But Playboy's always been very softcore, like just tits and like like a you
Barely
see
the
cookie.
Yeah.
But you gotta go for like. They have the ones that are pure. I mean, like, there's only like the ad page at the end. Every fucking thing is just all pictures, like
see, I've never
dick
seen
going
that.
in veg. You really gotta have that. That's the. You ever seen a vagina by itself?
It's
Not
boring.
For me. Not for me.
Enroll in Perfect 10. It could be a bowling alley. It could be a bowling website.
I'm sorry, Martin Scorsese doesn't do director.
I started the Coen brothers don't direct the
Oh,
porn.
that's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
I just watched Superbad. That's why. Fucking yeah, no, like
I'm gonna be pissed if none of my sounds have been coming.
I'm sure it's there. The acoustics for season 2 are off the charts.
I'm gonna get the speaker fixed. So next week I'm going on another retreat.
Boo.
I know, 10 fucking days again. It's funny because I feel like I have to because like the director thing. You know what I mean? I mean I don't have to, but it's kind of like, why wouldn't I? Because they pay for it. So it's like, but I got to take out of work, so I won't be here next week. I'll be in Austin.
That's fine. I think we're just trying to satisfy the fans at this point.
Yeah.
It's like we got off the air and they wrote enough letters to the network that we're like, okay, the network was like, fine.
Oh,
well,
no one's been. I mean, y'all need to message us. Give us
Yeah,
some Church of the
hey.
Week. Give us some.
For real.
I mean,
Season 2, we gotta amp it up. We're gonna start calling y'all out. If you guys start telling me stories at work and people messaging me like, oh,
yeah,
never
so
believe-
like stop it. Stop.
I'd be like, send it to the
write
show.
Write it down. Email it to us.
It's like, I'm not gonna care. I'm not gonna give 2 shits until I record. Cause fuck you. Yeah. So I forgot I was going with that.
Well, I think it's almost time.
It's about that time.
For our favorite
Season 1.
segment. 5 seconds of an ad on YouTube.
Smirnoff Ice Smash Original Lime, 8% alcohol, 1 pint. Official sponsor of Who Cares What David learned to Teach.
You're the jerk of the week. You're a jerk and it's your week. You really outdid yourself like a crazy super jerk. You're
Probably a big jerk every week, but this week you're the jerk of the week. Jerk, jerkity, jerk to jerk.
Man,
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Hey, lead singer Stain, when was the last time you had a big hit? It's been a while.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, right. So do you have a jerk of the week?
That's my sound like giving me an ad right now. That's fucked up. Sounds like.
Fucking ads. So they're your jerker.
Epic fail.
Stupid.
My jerk of the week is my soundboard. The focus of my show.
For not loading as quickly as we anticipated.
So the only one that comes up for me was, so I went to California a couple weeks ago, and on our way back, I think we were in like Arizona or something, and we stopped at this like podunk town. It was like not, like actually it was like a ghost town, right? So like we went through the town that had like, you could see like motel this and like gas station, like, how can I explain this so you can vividly feel what I can remember from it? So like it was like motel, $20 a night, but not like in like a sleazy way. It was just like, it was supposed to be like an like, oh, it's on this, the town. This is where you can stay the night, like attraction. And then like the gas station was like, ice cold beer, 24/7. I don't know, 29 degrees all the time, blah blah blah. But it was all closed. Everything was closed. Like they had all these big signs for every little thing though, like a motel, the gas station, dry cleaning, blah blah, like giant signs, and then closed, boarded up. It was like, holy shit, there's no one. Does anyone live here? Like, there's no one here. Like everything's closed. And then right after that, then there's like this $1 General, which was awkward because it was like, I guess there's people that do live here, and this is where they go to shop. So we stopped at Dollar General, and because one of the boys had to pee or something. And so we stop, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to get a soda. So I go in and get a soda, and I'm like, you know what, let me try to use the restroom, because who knows, the next time, obviously, everything's closed in this area. And he went to go pee, and I'm thinking it's like a bathroom, like a
multiple stalls and everything.
yeah. So I go and I buy my soda or whatever, and I asked the lady, I go, hey, do y'all have a bathroom? Because I don't see it. I walked around and there was no bathrooms, and nothing said restrooms. And she was like, oh, we do, but it's out of order. And I was like, oh, okay. And I go back to the car, and I'm like, where's the younger kid? I don't know say his name, but
yeah.
And they go, oh, he's in the restroom. I was like, for real? They're like, yeah, he went to the restroom. So he comes back out, and I was like, there's a restroom? He's like, yeah, you have to get the key. And I was like, she told me it was out of order.
Boo.
And so this kid, he's Asian, right? So I'm like, and it was like a super white, like she looked super fucking white.
Right.
And everyone in there looked super fucking like country hick white, right? Yeah. Like cousin fucking white. Yeah, exactly. And so he comes back, and I go back in there, and I'm like, I was like, my little brother just used the restroom. It was the same. I was like, so it works, and she was like, I think he stole the key, and I was like, what? And I saw him walk out and put the key on and I was like, is that the key? And she was like, is that what you need? Do you need the key? And I was like, yeah, I need to use the restroom. Like, and I don't look Mexican. To me, I don't think I look Mexican. But I think to white people, like really, really white people, I don't look white.
Uh-huh.
Like I obviously look not white.
You look different.
Different, right? So she's my drink of the week because I'm pretty sure that was racist. But I feel
right.
Like it was so quick and like we were tired. And I'm like, I don't know if it was racist or someone was miscommunicating, but it felt a little racist to me.
Right, that's fucked up.
But she let the little Asian kid go. So I'm like, is that racist?
She has some compassion.
Obviously, she likes some other races. Just not whatever she thought I was. Because I don't think I look Mexican, but I don't know. So, fuck that bitch. And
fuck that bitch. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
right?
why you work in that podunk
Isn't
town.
that weird, though? Like,
that is weird. I'd have been like...
It was so weird. Because even, like, and then they were like, oh my god, it's because you're Mexican. Like, all the, my Mrs. Teach and her family, they're all Asian as fuck. I'm like, I don't even look Mexican though. Like, I pride myself on that. Like,
right? Fucking, I didn't think you were Mexican when I first met. I honestly thought you were Asian.
Mm-hmm,
I was like, your eyes are somewhat slanted.
Well, and then my family, I guess they're kind of racist. They just call me Chinakin. Because I'm Mexican, but they always used to make fun of me because I have like more slanted eyes than anyone else. I don't know where these fucking came from because like my dad doesn't have them, my biological dad, my mom doesn't, no one in my family does. Mrs. Teach thought I was Filipino for like a week before, I was like, I'm not Asian at all. Like, what 6'2" Filipino do you know? Like,
right.
That doesn't even make sense. Like, they're super short.
Fucking
Is that
crazy.
racist? No, it's true. That's just true.
Well, no. Well, my Aunt Chrissy is Filipino, and she's tall. Like, she
really?
is tall.
Full Filipino?
Yeah, full Filipino.
That's...
Filipino. Full Filipino.
Jalapeno?
Yeah.
Those are spicy.
Yeah. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, no, that sucks. I would have been more like, man, what the fuck? Like,
it was really weird. And I got kind of scared, to be honest, because I was kind of like, should I even go ask? Because maybe I don't want to be around. Like, what if something goes down? Like,
right?
Like,
you come out and they're all like, we don't like your cat.
Yeah. Or she's like calls up the manager like, this Mexican's giving me trouble.
Right. It's fucking meaner.
They had like a shotgun up there,
right.
Uncle Father or whatever. Like,
I'm just taking a piss. I wonder if like she realized she said out of order on accident, and then just was too embarrassed to freaking correct herself.
Okay, actually, I heard her say it's out of service. That's what I remember saying. But out of service is
still. I would still associate that with not working.
And then I'm like, did she say in service or something like that? Where it's like it's being used. Maybe she was trying to say like it's being used. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, who says in service? It was definitely something service. Right. And I swear, I remember being out of service. Like, yeah. Like, it's not working. Like, get out of here.
No,
like,
I definitely understand that. Like, I would have been like, oh, there's no bathroom here.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
So, I don't know.
I would have taken a piss in the parking lot, but whatever. I'm just kidding.
Definitely not.
So let me prepare you for the fuckery. That was my jerk of the week last week. So, there's a few things I pride myself on. It's my knowledge of heavy metal and wrestling, my talents as an actor,
and your dick.
And no, not my dick, unfortunately. My dick is very small. Sorry, ladies and Leslie.
You are one pathetic loser.
Yep, that's what I say when I see my dick. Freaking. But no, that is my driving ability. I pride myself on driving. I'm a very safe driver. Very safe. I'm very smart. Oh my god. So, last fucking week... Oh, I'm about to get on a whole thing because of it. I feel myself sobering down. Were you going to play this now?
No, I'm looking. See?
No.
This is not working because...
Man, we'll see. We'll get it. So, I wake up last week, get ready for work as usual, go into my car, and you know what? And I dressed up a little bit for work because you have to wear like it's business casual. So I always like to kind of one up my dress up game. You know, shirt tucked in, you know, nice khakis or slacks, the polo, button up, whatever. So I felt my outfit was particularly on point today or that day. It was a mint green chaps polo. You know, I was wearing my Docker slacks or my Docker khakis. I was wearing my nice dress up shoes and dress socks, whatever, right? So I get down. You've seen by the dog park, by my building, you know, there's the dog park and then there's the dumpster right here to the right of the dog park. Or to the left, depending on which way you're looking at it. So, dumpster's there, and it's in the parking lot itself. So, but enough space where it's away from the actual parking spots to where people have room to back up and not hit it, right? There's a car parked in front of the dumpster. Just a black car, nice looking car, just parked there. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's parked like it's behind my car. And people live in the building, you know, so every parking spot is taken up. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm thinking, damn, this is a bitch. And I'm looking around. Nobody's in the dog park. Nobody's walking around. I don't hear anything. This car is just fucking parked right here, right? And I gotta go to work. I don't have time to wait. I don't know if he ran up to, like, go get something real quick. I don't know what the case is, but I'm like, I don't have time to wait here for the owner of this vehicle to move this car. So I'm backing out, turning a little bit, going forward, turning a little bit, going forward, turning a little bit, going forward. So I'm coming out like this. The car's parked right here. I don't have any room to kind of like, it's going so slow. It's taking up time. It's just killing time. Again, all while I'm doing this, nobody is coming to this car. And I'm like, man, and I'm cussing in the car. I'm like, who the fuck parks their car right here? Who does this kind of shit? Da-da-da-da. I'm like, these fucking assholes. Like, I'm getting all pissed off. I'm getting all sweaty because I'm focusing. So, sure enough, I've made it to this far. The car is right here. I'm, like, so close to this car. All I got to do is back up a tiny bit more and then turn, and then I'm golden. I can go straight. I have to go out the exit that I usually don't take, which is inconvenient to me as well. But whatever, right? So, I think I'm in the clear. So, sure enough, boom. Yeah. I fucking dunk. I hit the very corner end of this car. So, I'm like, son of a bitch. And so, you can kind of feel it and you can hear it, you know, because I don't have any music. It's just the radio show on. You hear the little dunk, and I'm like, fuck. So, I turned my car to go straight, so I'm kind of parallel to this car. So, I guess my tire is still under their bumper a little bit, or like rubbed up against their bumper. So, boof, you hear that, and then you hear, I scraped this fucking car. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So, I get out of my fucking car, like I'm able to like scoot up a little bit where I'm parallel, I have room to open my door. I get out of the car, I see my car scratched up, I see their cars all fucked up, I cracked their bumper, it's like one of those plastic ones, there's scratches all over it, it's all dented, and I'm like, son of a bitch, like I say it really loud, and I'm just like, I'm looking at the car, I'm looking at my car, and I'm just like, motherfucker, I'm already like running 5 minutes late at this point, and I'm like, man, like on my usual route that I take. So I'm looking around and no one's around, and I have half a mind to just fuck it and drive off. But I'm just like, no, I'm a better person than that. So I'm standing there and I say really loud, whose fucking car is this? Whose fucking car? Who parked right here? Like I'm screaming it. And I'm fucking like profusely sweating. I have half a mind to go upstairs and change my outfit. Like I'm fucking furious. Because I was like, I don't get into situations like this. I'm very good at doing this kind of stuff. I was like, damn, I thought I was so close, like to like barely avoiding it. You know what I mean? So I'm still looking around. I hear some rummaging in the dumpster, and some guy comes out of the dumpster.
Oh, fuck.
And it was some Mexican guy. Yeah, thank you. He comes out of the dumpster. It's my car.
Oh.
And I was like, and I'm looking at him, and he's just in the dumpster. And like his head's like this is how much is sticking out. Like I barely have my hands under my chin. And I'm just looking at him like, well, are you going to come out of here and we talk about this? Oh, okay. And he climbs out of the dumpster and he's all approaching me super slow, which I'm very pissed off. My hands are shaking. I could understand if he was afraid I was going to kick his ass.
Was it a shitty car?
No, it was a 2010 Toyota Camry. Like it was a nice looking car, perfect condition, no scratches, no nothing. I was the only one that fucked it up. So he's just looking at me and I'm like, "Do you have insurance?" And he's all like,
Gay?
Like no, he doesn't say gay. He's just looking at me, and I'm like, "Do you have insurance?" He's just staring at me, and like a little puppy, and I'm like, "Do you speak English?" "Yes." And I'm like, "Do you have insurance? Do you understand what I'm saying?" "Yes." And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, "So?" "Oh, okay." And like he goes into his car and gives me all his stuff, and I'm like, "I'm not asking for your papers. I'm asking, so you have insurance?" "Yes." I was like, okay. I was like, well, I have insurance too. I was like, I'm going to have to file a claim. I was like, I may have to get some of your information. So with the Geico app, plug for Geico, they handled everything very good.
Do you have Geico?
I have Geico, yeah.
Why don't you have who do you work for?
Nationwide?
Yeah.
Because Nationwide's too expensive and I don't qualify for it.
Oh,
you have to be like super
I
established
thought
in insurance.
Geico was too.
No, Geico's super cheap. I'm paying $185 for 2 cars, full
They would
coverage.
like hook you up though? Like you work there. Like
You get a discount, but I don't
Even
qualify
that?
for Nationwide.
Oh.
I don't have enough established insurance history on my own.
And now you really fucked it up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no.
So wait, so who's at fault though?
Me.
Yeah, okay.
I crashed his car.
You're right.
I bumped into his car.
Right.
So I'm only asking insurance because the insurance agent in me.
So like, why didn't you just like drive off even if he's acting all? He seemed like he felt like he was in trouble.
Well, because I'm better than that. I'm not a
That's
piece
true.
of shit person.
Well, but if he's obviously scared, it's like, wouldn't you ask? Like,
Because I don't want to be like, oh, take it to the shop and I'll pay for it. I want to be like the assholes that lived above you.
I haven't. Okay, I have something to say after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what's funny. Kind of full circle. Series premiere and season premiere. Fucking. But no, I'm a better person than that. One, the claim I don't anticipate being over $1,000. It's just like a little thing that could just boop boop and like just order a new part and put it in. But and I'm just like, okay, and so I'm telling him, I was like, look, I'm gonna put in the claim. I was at fault. My insurance is gonna cover this. I was like, but you may be putting a rental car while they're doing, the damages on your car. I was like, so I want to make sure you have insurance because when you're in the rental car, your insurance is going to have to cover that. I was like, do you have full coverage? Yeah, I do. I was like, okay, that's good. So that way you don't have to purchase the comp and collision or what's full coverage with the rental company, with whoever you go with. And I was like, but you're going to have to pay out of pocket for the rental car. I am? I'm like, yes. I was like, Geico will take care of everything. I was like, but up front, you'll have to pay the out-of-pocket expense to rent a car. Oh,
Do
okay.
they reimburse or something?
Yeah, he'll get reimbursed.
Oh, okay.
He's like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah. And I was like, and I'm putting all the information. I'm taking his name, his phone number, his address, his vehicle information. So I was like, okay. And I was like, look. I was like, I'm sorry I hit your car. I was like, I'm sorry I was yelling. I was like, I get very angry very fast and I overreact. I was like, it's me that I should be mad at because I hit the car. I should have asked who parked here before. And he's like, oh, okay, it's okay. And I was like, we're going to take care of you. I was like, I'm an insurance agent. And I was like, that's why I'm kind of using my expertise here. And he kind of laughed. He's like, oh, okay. I was like, but why are you parked right here? And I was like, this isn't a parking spot, right? Yeah. And he's like pointing at the dumpster and he's kind of like, I was like, look, I don't care what you're doing. I was like, but unless you want your car completely damaged by the end of the morning, you're going to have to go park somewhere. I was like, everybody that lives here works in the morning and they all have to leave. I was like, so please move your car, park in a spot, continue doing what you're doing. And I was like, but just be safe. And he was like, okay. So he moves his car. I take off. And before I take off, I told him, I was like, look, somebody from Geico will be calling you soon. I was like, please answer it, and maybe calling maybe like a 1-800 number. Please answer it. It's going to be the adjuster, you know, and they're going to want to try to get everything taken care of. And, you know, so then I call claims right away. I call claims. I'm like, I tell them what happened. Because, one, I wanted to make sure I did it right because I did it through the app. I'm just like, it's weird. So they're like, oh, yeah, you did everything right. And I'm even like, hey, I would just say, I know you probably don't have control over this, but you can preferably get someone that speaks Spanish to contact him. He said he speaks English. I'm just concerned he doesn't speak English very well. I was like, so I just want to make sure that he's comfortable with everything. They're like, okay, yeah, Mr. Claire, no worries. So I'm all fucking trying to take care of him.
Really good.
So I'm all like, but still, who fucking parks? One, who dumpster dives nowadays? That's so gross. Like, it's not even a dumpster. It's not even like a bulk pickup. Like, he's looking through people's, like, couches and stuff. He's in the actual trash can, the dumpster.
I've seen the guy you're talking about, too. Actually.
The Mexican man, he has thin little mustache.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my God. I'm like, what?
Because they come to the one where I used to live, too.
Yeah, he lives he lives near downtown. When he put in his address, I was like, where's that by? And he goes, oh, it's over by Tower of Americas. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing over here?
Well, there's either really, really good places or really, really shitty places.
God bless. I'm just like, man. And so the thing that pissed me off the most, I shook his fucking hand at the end of everything.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah, and because I'm just being, you know, that's how you do business. It's how you do whatever. So I fucking, I'm leaving. And then I shake his hand, and so I'm like, oh, shit. I realized I shook his hand, and I keep my hand fucking, you know, out of reach of anything, so that way I don't touch my face or anything like that. And then I'm like, fuck. But he's still my jerk of the week because he parked like an asshole in a non-parking spot. It made me fucking blemish my driving record.
Oh, this is a better chair.
Alright. Thanks, Mrs. Teach. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. Mrs. Teach swapped him out as a steel chair.
I don't know if that's appropriate. Alright, that's enough.
But he's my jerk of the week. Alright, here we go. So the recording looked like it fucked up a tiny bit, but so we're picking up where we left off. So interestingly,
enough. So the day I moved out, moving out fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Right? It just sucks. And we did that. And then I actually had a dentist appointment that day where I had already gotten one wisdom tooth pulled earlier this year. And this one I was getting the rest of them pulled. So the last 3, right?
okay.
And I can't afford anesthesia or anything like that.
Oh no.
So it was local anesthetic, right?
The shots.
To the shots. And, you know, it's rough because you feel, you know, you don't feel it, but you can feel a tooth.
You feel the pressure
yanked out of your face. Like the crunch and all of that, you know, it was god awful. So I moved out. That was rough. I got my wisdom tooth pulled out the same day. That
double rough.
Sucked. And then the next morning I go to work, right? And I'm in a parking garage, so I'm driving, and then this big truck, like an SUV, it goes forward, and then I see a parking spot where it passed, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can park there. They noticed it too, though, but they were past it. But we were both far, like, she had went up a little bit, and I was still far enough back where, like, I could have gotten it, but she was still in the way a little bit, and when she noticed, she started pulling back. Which, to be honest, she was far enough to where if I was me, I would have just kept going because I would have saw someone behind me like, I fucked up, like
right.
I lost it. So, but she backed up, and she kept backing up, and she hit my car.
Boo!
She ran right into my fucking car, right the fuck into it, right, and I'm on codeine and like all, but I was and me pissed is really not. That pissed.
He's dang it.
Well, so for me though, like I don't get very vocal.
He doesn't get like me.
Yeah.
My God.
I don't curse and I don't get too. My piss is more. Well, Mrs. Teach actually for her because she knows me. It's scary to her because she knows I'm pissed. I get like the quiet, stern kind of stoic look, and she knows that. So, but I'm. Ooh.
Oh, that did not sound good.
That was not my cup. That was the chair. Yeah, I know. Hello.
Want to come on the show? Thank you. Hello.
She's hammering shit. I was just like, I just got out and I was like, I'm putting my hand on my forehead. I just looked, because she was on my car, like,
Right.
on it. So, yeah. And she gets out and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And it was an older lady. And I just kind of looked at her, I was just like, I pull up my phone, I started taking pictures, right? And I'm like, I don't even know, I'm mad. I don't know what to do. I took pictures of the thing, I took pictures of her her license plate. I went around the other side. I go, what's your name? Do you have insurance? What is, I'm just like, I'm ready to just, because if you listen to the earlier episodes, I had the very first thing where I was nice about it, and he was all, oh, I'm gonna pay for it, this and that, and I was like, oh, cool. Like, I didn't want to, this time I'm like, I'm not doing that shit again, I'm not getting played with this, I'm like, what's your insurance? And I was even like, I think we need to call the cops, and she was like, no, we can call the cops. She was like, but it's a garage, and I guess like the property changes things a little bit about that. She was like, and I was just mad. And then actually, so I'm asking for information, right? Drink break. I go, I need your insurance card, I'm gonna take a picture, blah blah. And she was like, okay. She goes to the car, it's locked. She locked herself out, and she looked at me, she goes, what should I do? And I was like, I don't know, but you gotta fix my car. I'm like, I don't know what you need to do, but you're fixing this for sure. And we're like, I'm like, we're both just sitting there like, what the fuck? I'm like with him, she's just freaking out because she hit my car. And and she's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry. And I'm like, you need to call the pop and lock or something, because they need to come open your car, because I need your insurance information. Like, I'm not leaving.
And she's in a moving truck, or she's just in a truck? What type of car is she driving?
SUV.
An SUV, okay.
Yeah. And I go, you need to call pop and lock. I'm like, she goes, do you work in the building? Like, I work on the building. I'm on the 10th floor. I'm with blah, 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 law firm. She was like, okay, I'm on the whatever floor too, and I work here too. And I'm like, well, you need to call pop and lock because I need your information and like blah, blah, blah. And then I go, is your other door locked too? And then she goes over and it's unlocked. Thank God. And I'm like, and I'm mad. I'm just giving her like dirty. I'm just like mad. I'm just like, hurry up. Like, it's early. I had fucking wisdom teeth pulled yesterday. I moved out. Fucking, I'm living with my mother-in-law, and that fucking sucks. Everything sucks in my life right now. And you fucking had to hit my car today.
Right.
And so I take pictures of her information, and she's like, I'm so sorry, she goes, you can call the claim and do an insurance, or if you want, I'll pay for the stuff out of pocket, right? Yeah. And I'm like, I'm at work, like, I'm going to work right now. I can't just go take my car to the shop to get an invoice. I'm like,
and Mrs. Teach was driving, or you were driving?
No, it was just me.
Oh, it was just you?
No, it was work. It was in the morning.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like 10 o'clock in the morning. It was early. And I was like, I don't know how much this is going to cost. So I was like, because she was like, oh, I can write you a check right now.
It'd be like $4,000.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know how much this is going to cost. But I actually did call Mrs. Teach, and I told her everything, and I go, why don't you go take it to the shop, get an estimate, I'll give it to her. If she gives me a check, I'll take it, Right. I go, and we're going to bump it up. Not bump it up, like, we're going to even it off because, extra shit, right?
Right.
I go, because if it is that much and she does write the check, I'll take that. Because maybe I can go to another place and get it cheaper.
Right.
Right? I go, and if not, if she wants to just do insurance, we'll just do insurance too. I'm like, either way, the car's going to get fixed. But I'm like, man, this fucking sucks. In my head, I'm thinking, it took months for that just my mirror, right? This was my hood, right? The hood was up,
yeah.
And then my grill and all that stuff. And it was like $2,000 with the person, whatever the dealership was saying. And I emailed her. I got her email and all that. And I was like, look, it's this. I sent her the pictures of the invoice and all that. I'm like, it's this much, this much, this much. I go, if you got it like that, you can write me a check. I'm like, that's too much, so obviously I'm going to file the claim. She actually, the next day, texted me and said, I filed the claim. Here's the the number. Here's the claim adjuster. Here's blah, blah, blah. Give them a call. And I was like, And I called them, and they were like, okay, it's obviously their fault, this and that. They go, you can take it any way you want to get it fixed if you want. We're going to pay it either way. They go, but if you can take it to one of our places, we'll pick it up. We'll give you the rental car if you want it, and, we'll bring it back and all that.
Right.
And they go, and there was like a lifetime warranty on the stuff, too.
Nice.
And I was like, Yeah, okay. So we actually, Mrs. Teach drove it. We didn't get it picked up. And then we went to California, so we just made sure that they realized we wouldn't be back for like 10 days, you know. And they were like, yeah, you can just come pick it up when you get back. And it all got taken care of, like, within the week. And I almost wanted to text her later, because I kind of felt bad because I was being so short with her. Because to be honest, if it wasn't for the experience before, I would have been more of a, like, normal human being and just been like, you know, it all fucks up, and, you know, we'll get this taken care of. Because the way she was, and I'm like, but I had been scorched before where I was, like, just mad, thinking, I'm going to get fucked over again, you know, and have to wait 2 months. But it all worked out. Like, there was good people out there, because she took care of everything, actually. I just had to go take it.
See, that's what I did for this guy. I put it all into the Geico app, and, you know, and I
Not
was pissed
people
off.
Are willing to do that, I think.
Yeah, but... no, I get pissed off. Like, if somebody bumps into me at the grocery store, like, I won't stop talking about it for the rest of the night. Like, and I'll tell them people, I'm like, watch the fuck out. And I'm like, excuse you, bitch. Like, I'll if somebody, like, was in the grocery store, their cart hits ours. Oh, sorry. I'm like, fuck you. Like, I'll be like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm like, watch where you're fucking going.
That's
like,
so mean.
I'll get, like, I have so much anger problems where, like, any little thing can fucking
that's not good.
tick me off. You know, yeah.
That's not good.
I just hope it kills me. I'm just so fucking tired of being
will.
alive. Like you watched Scrubs, right? Did you watch it?
Yeah.
When they're doing that episode where they see themselves in the patients.
Oh yeah.
And Dr.
Yeah.
Cox, when he sees himself as the old man.
Yeah.
This damn remote won't work. This piece of crap.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be me.
You're totally right.
I'm just like, I'm Dr. Cox for real. It's funny too because one of our fans is watching Scrubs for the first time, and I'm like, man,
I'm rewatching it too. Don't you have all the? Do you have the Scrubs on?
My parents do. They have every single season. So season 8 you can stop at. Season 9, the med school season, don't watch. It's a waste of your time.
I don't even count that as a season.
I was like, yeah, it's just there. It's
this
its own
is the
show.
Dr. Cox one.
What would you say you do here?
Yeah,
well, actually, that's from The Animal.
Oh, it is. You're right. Oh,
when he's talking to Rob Schneider.
I just associate the actor with Dr. Cox.
Yeah, John C. McGinley. He's a great actor.
I don't even know his name.
Yeah,
it's Dr. Cox.
It's Dr. Cox. So speaking of which, there's a movie he's in called The Belko Experiment.
He's also in Office Space. Huh?
Yeah, he is.
I still call him Dr. Cox.
Right. Have you heard of The Belko Experiment? So this is a movie I'm currently obsessed with. I wanted to watch it when it came out, but it got kicked out of theaters because nobody went to go see it. But it's such a good movie. It's so cool. It's so
What's it
interesting. The Belko Experiment. Belko. The Belko Experiment. So it's a movie that takes place in Brazil. Actually, no, not even Brazil. Cambodia. Bogota? That's in Cambodia, right?
No.
I don't know. It takes place in Cambodia. That's all I can remember. But it's if you know this Japanese movie called Battle Royale, which is a school of Japanese schoolgirls who have to kill each other, or Japanese kids, they have to kill each other.
You're thinking of the porno.
Yeah, right. So it take that, but make it like adults and of all races and stuff. So like they go into work, they work for like some company called Belco, Belco Industries, and they go to work like any other normal day. It's all like high tech security and stuff. They don't really explain what they do. They just work for Belco Industries. So in the previews, you know, it shows like the doors closed, the windows closed, and everything. And this voice comes over the speaker and it says like, "You have 2 hours to kill 2 employees." And then everyone's kind of taking it as a joke, like, whatever. Well, it's the person that's controlling the voice, everybody has bombs in their head, and they just detonate random people. And sort of like, oh shit. So like,
I remember this. Yeah.
So like each time the voice talks, like the number of people that have to get killed increases in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
This and that, all until it's come down to one person. So John C. McGinley's in that movie, and he plays a very perverted guy. It's so rowdy, but it gets so fucking intense, and like it has its like dark humor. And like it has John C. McGinley, it has Michael Rooker. If you know who that is, he plays Yondu in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Who's kind of rising to fame all of a sudden, which he's been famous for a long time. Who else? If you've seen Ant-Man, it has one of his little sidekick characters. Michael Pena is Ant-Man's best friend, which they work for a security company, and one of the Russian guy.
Movie,
yeah. He's in that movie. Who else? It has... Damn, like I'm just thinking of... If you watch Scream Queens, the second season, when it takes place in the hospital... the guy that pushes the cart with the candy and balloons and stuff, he's in this movie. It's like it's a movie for secondary actors where they all get to be primary actors. Like it's so cool. And there's a lot of good actors in it that you'll recognize and be like, who is that guy? Because I know I did that a lot, like, throughout the movie. But it's very gory. It's very witty.
There was a movie in Netflix called, I think, like, The Circle. And it was a similar premise where...
Is it the one with Tom Hanks?
No.
No.
Because it was... I don't think there was anyone actually even remotely recognizable in that movie. It comes around on Halloween a lot because people start wanting to watch, those type of movies. But it was the same. It's a circle, and everyone wakes up in a dark room, and then they're having to do these challenges and to kill each other, and yeah, same concept. I feel like
people killing each other,
right? But they're facing their humanity and like how far will you go to save yourself, type of thing.
I can't bring myself to do it.
Right, and then they die, and then the person that was like advocating not to kill him was like, "Oh fuck, this is real! Like, kill everyone."
It's a very good movie. It's if you have because I have HBO with Hulu. It's still on HBO. The last I checked.
I have HBO.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half long. It's not that long. When you start watching it, it goes through very quickly because me and Leslie got really wrapped up to do. We were like, oh fuck, and we're like, oh, like they're going to be it. They're going to go what? Like, very good. But yeah, John C. McGinley was in that one. It was just weird because
I have
like,
another couple jerks of the week.
Go for it.
Moving companies in general.
Oh, okay.
All of them.
I've never used one, so.
So, I'm on the 3rd floor now. And there was just no way. There was just no fucking way. I hate moving. I think the only time I've actually ever moved on my own shit was when I first moved out as like a 17-year-old kid, 18-year-old kid, because I didn't have anything anyways, so it just took care of that. And I want to say... Oh, and the second place where you saw the apartment that you came to the first time.
Yeah, when we first met.
Yeah, I think we moved that time too, and it took like 2 weeks. Like because we were working and we were in school and all that too. So like, we wanted to do it peaceful, and we only had like 2 Hyundais. It was like you can't put nothing in there. We didn't get a truck or nothing. We just little by little moved everything. Anyway, so the second move from the other apartment, we had movers. And then this time moving out into a house, we got movers. And then moving back into this apartment, we got movers. So moving into the house, though, my TV... I lost so much shit. I lost my couch. I lost my TV. We sold it all because...
Oh, okay.
Because we were moving to a house that we didn't need all that stuff.
Yeah, the big screen is not over there. I just realized that.
And, and it was on its way out. But, I mean, it was a TV, so,
Yeah.
And now we don't have it. But the first time moving into the house, so the movers, my TV that I have now in our room, it has like the stand that's screwed in. They unscrewed everything, and they lost the screws. So I can't screw. So I have it like leaned up against the wall with like weights at the bottom so that it doesn't fall.
Yeah. And
then our bed, they took apart the bed, the frame and all that to bring it in, and then they didn't put it up right. There's the beams under the mattress that hold it up. There was supposed to be like these things under those beams to support it in the middle. Right. So the other night.
So the beams in the middle, yeah.
So the beams in the middle, they just put them under the bed. They didn't put them. And I understand. I mean, they didn't know how because I don't know how either. How that screws in. They have like these weird screws that I don't get it either. So obviously they didn't either. They didn't say nothing. They just whatever. So Miss Teach jumps on the bed.
Oh,
you hear
no.
It didn't snap, but like on the side, it fucked it up. So then these movers moving out, we told them like, okay, these last guys fucked it up. Don't do that. Right. Like if you know how to do it, that's great. If you don't, let us know so that we know that we need to figure something out. Like don't just do it, right? And for the bed, they were fine. They were like, oh no, actually we got it, so that's fine. They lost our cord though to the TV. They took the cord out too. So now there's no stand because the screws out, and the cord is fucking missing. We don't know where the cord is because whatever they did with it, and they don't say nothing though. I don't.
There's like we moved it. Thanks for the money.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Yeah. Oh God, it pisses me off. It just pisses me off.
See, that scares me because we're anticipating on moving soon.
Were you gonna do movers?
I was thinking about it. Both times we moved, like I moved everything out of my room to the apartment in one trip. Well, it was one trip because I had my brother in his car, and then I had a buddy of mine in his car, and we moved everything in one trip. Got everything upstairs because we lived on the third floor, our first apartment. We all three of us, in the 3 cars, we went to Leslie's parents' house. We got all of her stuff, within 3 cars, and we took all of that. So that took 5 hours altogether. From the time I got off of work.
You know what changes things is like when I first moved, I didn't have a couch and I didn't have a bed.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a TV. So like the big things, I was able to put everything I owned in my car at the time. Like
right.
Everything just. My seat was all the way up. My knees were like up to the steering wheel like this. I had my cat in there and her like everything.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't. It wasn't a lot.
So for my car at the time, I was driving a Focus, so I had a little bit more room. So I put the back seats down. I had my TV. I had the bed frame, like the long part that the mattress went on. Mm-hmm. I had that. I had my clothes, because I honestly threw a lot of stuff in Walmart bags. Like I didn't, I wasn't going to bother with boxes, so everything was in Walmart bags, like all my clothes and underwear and stuff. So it was just like filled like to the ceiling with the Walmart bags and then a couple things. My brother took my mattress and the ends, like the bed head, the headrest and the other part. He took those in his car because that's all he could fit in. And then my last buddy, he had a truck. So we put anything that was bulky, like my dresser.
Yeah. See, it's nice you have a friend that has a truck.
Yeah.
And in Texas, you think you would, but I don't know a lot of people with trucks.
I have quite a friends that have trucks, but I try not to depend on them too much because I just feel like I'm being like...
Yeah, it sucks having a truck.
Yeah.
Because people always ask you.
Exactly.
And I don't want to be that friend.
So then when we moved everything out of Leslie's apartment because we got to my place. When we got to the place, we were looking like kind of like, oh wow, look, this is the apartment, this and that, and we were moving stuff up, and then so we got everything. So we put things where they needed to be, like the dresser and the bed and stuff. Okay, we put that in the bedroom. I put the bags of clothes in the closet. So we're like, okay, and we didn't have couches until we moved out of that apartment. Pretty much, we didn't get couches until a month before we moved. So then so I was like, okay, well, let me get some pizza for you guys. It's like 7 o'clock or so. It's, we're hungry. I bought us pizza. So then after we ate and relaxed and stuff, then we went to Leslie's parents' house, grabbed all the clothes. We were in and out like 20 minutes. We had her dresser and then her clothes and makeup. So we fucking threw everything into all 3 cars, took that back. Finished up, we ate some more pizza that was left over because I bought like 4 boxes, and so, I had 3 friends. I had 3 people help me. It was me, my brother, our friend Austin, and then my best friend Michael. All of us took that same thing. We took everything from Leslie's house, and Leslie got home. She ate pizza with us, and then that was it. And then moving into Walnut Hills where we're at now, we did that in 4 trips. It was me and Leslie's car. We took everything. We took as much as we could in the cars. Moved that over to Walnut Hills. Saw Batman vs. Superman. And then went to the apartment after the movie, after we dropped my sister off. Leslie's dad was waiting there with his Durango. Then we put the big bulky furniture in there. Took a lot of the little stuff. And then we went to the apartment. And so, so I've never had to use a movers, but...
See, right now, even with all the shit I'm talking, when I move again, I will get.
You'll get movers.
Honestly, it is worth it in a sense of just not having, like, especially 3rd floor stuff right now. Like, I was like, I'm not going to.
Right. Yeah.
Because even we did, we moved the little stuff. We really just hired them to do the big stuff. We box up all the little things and move them, little by little up and down. Up, 2 or 3 times up and down the stairs though. It's done. I'm just like, I can't. I'm just like,
yeah.
I still have shit in my car because I'm like, every day a little bit comes up and I'm like, I'm going to save the rest for the next day because there's just no fucking way. I don't want to keep.
Yeah, our first apartment was on the 3rd floor. Now we're on the 2nd floor. So, Leslie and I are discussing moving. It turns into a hassle. Leslie doesn't like talking about
moving
big things.
Fucking sucks.
Yeah, and it's like,
me though, I will put up with so much shit just because I don't like to move. Like, Walnut Hill, living there too. Honestly, I liked the apartment. The only thing that sucked was the manager was weird. I just didn't like having to deal with them because
Apparently, so everybody we dealt with when we moved in apparently was on their way out because now it's totally under new management.
And that happens with the horns, so they come in and out.
Exactly.
They don't really.
So that's why I was always like, I always tell Leslie, I was like, man, Mr. and Mrs. Teach, have, these weird things with these weird problems with the office, or like they always get like weird communications, and they're like, really? Like, we've never had a problem now here lately with the whole upstairs neighbors. Like, they're like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
It's just like, but whatever. But
and I hated, like, getting packages, too. I always feel like it was inconveniencing. Like, every time I go, I knew my like, they would never let me know I had a package there. That never I've never gotten...
I think that came with the new management because they always left a letter.
I never got a letter, right? I only knew because my Amazon app would say it was left at the reception office or whatever. And then, so when I would go, though, it would always be like, hey, I'm going to pick up the package. And they'd be like, what's your number? Like, what's your... And it's like, this is your job. You just have to go to the back and grab it. Like, why does that... I would be like, I got to go pick up this package, and I know it's going to, like, be a... It wasn't a hassle, but it was just like, I don't like having to deal with it.
It felt like a thing every
time.
time.
It was a thing. And that was... But that's not too bad. And then... We have, like, animals, so that was always... We didn't have anyone come and maintenance our stuff for a year. Like, at all, just because I didn't want to deal with it. So, like, the shower never worked, and the sink didn't work. I don't know if you remember the sink, too.
And the kitchen sink? Or no, your bathroom sink? Yeah, I always have to be like...
There was no water, right? Which was just weird. Stuff like that. There was bugs, right? And then we would...
that's the main reason why
the thing, too, they always were like, oh, we have the
people that spray.
Whatever the spray, right?
Yeah.
So then we'd call them like, okay, we need shit to get sprayed because there's bugs everywhere. Like, and we don't leave dishes, and we take out the trash, and like, I don't know why there's bugs, you need to spray. And they'd be like, oh, okay. And then some guy would come, like, pissed off too, like, you need bug spray? And I was like, yeah. And they'd come in and like a corner, like, okay. Like, I'm like...
See, the sad thing is that's an actual third-party person. And it's like, it's probably like... Yeah, it's a third-party company, and it's probably the guy that picked the shortest straw. Is like, oh, you gotta go up to Walnut Hills today. Oh, fuck. Because, yeah, like, that's the main reason why I hate... Because I, like, as y'all know, I hate bugs. I'm definitely afraid of bugs.
Yeah.
And especially roaches. Oh, my God, they're so gross. And it makes me feel gross when I see this big-ass roach, crawling across the wall. Because I'm like, our house is fucking clean. Yeah. Like, why? Why is he here? Where are they coming from? And it makes me feel dirty, even though we're not dirty people. And I'm just like, that's the biggest thing. Like, I fucking hate bugs. And, like, it makes me tear up when I see a bug in the house. Like, even if, like, a fly flies in, I'm like, oh, like, I get stressed out. Because I'm like, why is it in here? Why? What does it want?
There's something we have to deal with now. Bugs.
Yeah, and now I'm just like fucking...
and they're old apartments, so they're probably just in the walls.
Yeah.
Because I told you, we bombed the place. Like, bombed the fuck out of it. Like, we boarded our animals for the night and we stayed out. We stayed at her parents' place or something for the night because we put like 5 of those smoggers out, and like let it sit, closed everything. And, we came back and there was bugs dead.
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck, okay, good. Give it a week, they're back there. Yeah, they're still there. It was like, okay, this obviously isn't like an us thing. This is like the apartment thing.
Yeah.
So here, though, even the management... See, even over there, though, when we first moved in, they told us this apartment, blah, blah, blah. We got CPS and, like, hey, this is our blah, blah, blah. This is where the electricity's going to go. And they're okay. And then, like, the day of that we were going to move... And we hired movers, that day, too. And they're like, oh, it's not ready.
Boo!
And actually, we're moving it. We're moving the apartment. And it's not going to be ready today. It's going to be ready tomorrow. And we were like... We told them, we're like... We can't. We hired the movers we've already paid the deposit. We've already put our CPS. Like, we can change that, but that's going to take another day, too, That was shitty. Just from the get-go was just fucking
What,
weird.
over at the Park 410?
No, at Walnut Hill.
Oh, here. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And even the floors, too, though, like, Mrs. Teach is all about... She's trying to do, like, no shoes in the house at all. Like, very Asian... Which, I'm so used to it, too. Like, when I go into a house, even, like, my friend's house, I take my shoes off just because now
Usually I wear socks. This is the first time I think I've come in, like, barefoot.
I think so, yeah. Even me now, just being in a house with shoes feels awkward. I feel like I need to take them off. Like, so even at my friend's house, they don't even care. I'm like, I'm taking my shoes off just because it feels weird with shoes on. So I'm all for it. But that place over there, the floor, like, it was dirty as fuck. Like, it was dirty. Like,
Yeah.
you could tell they mopped, like someone kind of went through with like a wet mop, like to clean it, but they didn't really clean it.
Mm-hmm.
And so your feet would still get like black, you know, if you walked on it. It was like from the get-go. And even us trying to clean it though, like clean it never got clean. It was so weird. This place feels, it's smaller. It is so much smaller.
I like
this
it,
room
though.
is smaller too. Like my other room, I don't know if you remember. This did not. It's more. I feel like it's clustered a little bit more.
I think it feels exactly like the old recording room, but just
Yeah?
without the shit on the wall and a different window.
Well, okay.
Because the window was more centered than it
so-
was to the left.
Mhm.
It was like this.
Uh-huh.
Oh wow.
And actually, so this was there, right? And maybe this is not, it's spread out, it's maybe as spread out as the other one, the width this way,
Mhm.
but this way is smaller because, I don't know if you remember, I used to have
You had a table and shit
I
right
had
here,
a
and then you had the closet
desk.
over there.
I had a desk right here and a closet here. Yeah, so it's this way because this was the same, the window, but I had a desk and it was big enough to where it, you know, was wide enough on that side right there to hold the desk and wider that way. And we lost a bathroom, which I never really used the other bathroom, but it was nice to have another bathroom.
That's
like,
when I used.
Yeah, that's when. If we both had to take a shit, you know, it was like nice because I can go take
I
a
just
shit.
destroyed it. I'm so sorry.
Mm.
I gave it the last, probably the last
Now you can
diarrhea
use it a
trip.
day though.
Oh yeah, shit. Now it's
Yeah.
here. I'm gonna have to use that one day.
Do yourself a kindness.
Do yourself kindness. To be honest, that's kind of all that I'm tapped for.
That's all I really.
I was like, I'm. To be honest, I'm.
That's my app.
Boo. I'm very humbled, I guess I should say, because I mean, yeah, I knew people listened to the show. We got a consistent amount of views with every episode that we posted, but it wasn't until we posted when, like, with the last episode that we talked about, like, we don't know if we're going to continue, and like the message that you gave at the end of the show, where you're like, you know, I thank you guys for giving me this outlet to put, you know, do what I need to do and this and that. And after we posted it, there's people really asking me like, hey, is that it for the show? Like, you know, what's going on? And I say people like as if it's like hundreds of people. I'm like, no, it's the people that I work with and friends there. But I had people messaging me like, hey, like, is this really your last episode? Like, people I didn't even know that listened to it. They just don't like the fucking page. Like, please like the page. But then, yeah. And then especially after I shared the Facebook thing where I was talking about like we will miss you or whatever, I had people asking me like, "Hey, what's going on with the podcast?" Like I thought that was going pretty good. I had relatives that don't talk to me anymore, like fucking, "Hey, like what's going on with the show? Like, is it really over?" And this and that. And I'm like,
wow.
I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, why don't you like the fucking page? Like
to be honest, it felt like a farewell episode too because I just wasn't sure.
Right.
And it felt like a year this month. I mean, it really felt like so long. I mean, just what I was dealing with at the time too, and it was like there's so
and then
much,
you went on vacation.
There's
It's
so
like,
much stuff going on. There was like I don't know if we'll ever be able to pick it back up just because it was far. I mean, Real Medina is you know, it's fucking far, and we do it late at night and stuff like that. So I'm really excited and glad.
Me too.
You know, it was really endearing too and really cute. I thought Mrs. Teach too when she got the apartment and everything, she was like, "You and David can do the podcast again," and I was like, "Oh yeah," because we had so much stuff going on too, even then, because like moving and you know getting the movers and figuring stuff out with money, blah blah blah, and I was like. It was funny that she was so like excited about it because I was like, yeah, we're gonna do the podcast. And
that's the first thing that I thought about when Mrs. Teach posted on Facebook like looking for apartment recommendations. I read it as preferably not the medical center.
Oh.
So that's kind of I was like, dang, and I because I was reading it quickly. I forgot what I was doing, but I read it quickly, and I was like, damn, I guess really Teach and Mrs. Teach really didn't like the medical center that much. They must have had a very bad experience. And then carried on with my day, and because Leslie's friends with you guys on Facebook, and she was like, "Hey, you know, Teach and Mrs. Teach are looking for apartments in the medical center again."
Mm-hmm. We
and
like this area.
I was like, "No, they said they don't want to look at it." She goes, "No, it says they are looking." I was like, "They are?" So I got on my Facebook and I was like, "Walnut Hills," like you know, I made a joke like come right back, pick up where you left off, shit. And so, and then Mrs. Teach was like, no, we're actually looking at this place where you guys are at now, but, yeah, like, we want to move back. And I was just like, man, I cannot wait. I was like, I'm so happy. I was like, I miss talking to Teach every week. Because I feel this has bonded our friendship, crazy. Like, me and Teach didn't talk that much outside of the podcast. It'd be like, hey, what's up? And, like, message here and there, laughing at posts, commenting on posts here and there. But with this, like,
not even on Facebook, really. We're not really.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just a one-off situation. It's like he shares something, love react, haha react. Same thing with me, haha whatever. Like the occasional share.
Yeah.
But yeah, with doing this podcast, I mean, I've gained a new best friend. You and Mrs. Teach. Even though I don't talk to her as much as I talk to you. But still, Mrs. Teach is an amazing person. You guys are, of course, always welcome over. But
it was really funny because, like, when we first, she was like, "You can do the podcast again," and I was like, because in my head, I was thinking that to myself too, but I never thought of her worrying about it. Like, I didn't think that was anywhere in her like things that she would think about. You know, what I mean? Like, it's more like I get to do this, but why would she give a shit about it, right?
Right.
So you get to do the podcast, and I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do the podcast again. And like a day later or two, she was like, "Did you tell David? They were moving close, and you can do the podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did, because I mean, we're gonna do the podcast, but why are you so like, you don't even listen, or like you don't like a part of like." And she was like, "No, I really know how much you liked it, and I'm so glad you're." I'm like, it was really endearing. It was really cute to have her act like that too, and care about it like that too, because it is important to me, and even if only 5 people or so listen to it or whatever, it's like I enjoy these times to just hang out.
Yeah.
And, it's the new age poker night for us.
It is. It really is.
It's the millennial poker night for us.
Like we said from the very beginning, it doesn't matter who listens to it, even if it's just us. Who cares?
Yep, who cares?
That's the show. But we've gained some likes, we've gained fans, an actual following, and I appreciate you guys that continue to share the show even during our season break. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. I hope you guys like the new logo. It's very choffly made. It's just all fucking
chocolate.
Choff,
That's
choffle.
a new word for me.
And like choffle is Spanish for like cheap.
Oh, okay.
Choffle, like
I never heard
fucking.
that.
All it is was I just took the original logo and I just filled red instead of blue. So you'll notice there was still some blue parts.
Pixels.
Yeah, and so it was just mostly because it was too tedious for me to try to go in. I kept fucking it up.
We're
so
really
I was
into
like,
Spider-Man.
yeah. So new season, new color, new soundboard. Fucking. I'm excited to see what the show brings us this year, or this season. Hopefully we get onto Spotify with this season.
Oh, that'd be great. I love Spotify.
Oh my god,
that's my app of choice.
Because when I tell people, well, yeah, we're on iTunes and Google Music, it's kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Like,
yeah. What about Spotify?
Yeah, but when you say I'm on Spotify, it's like, oh shit, these people are going somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, who knows what success we can bring of this show?
Yeah,
like that's what really
we gotta be persistent.
Persistent.
If anything but it's persistent.
Yeah. And so we wanted to get content out. Tish got moved in. He's not even. There's still boxes and.
Tons of boxes.
Mrs. Teach was working on everything, and we're here laughing like a bunch of chuckleheads.
I feel so bad because I feel like Mrs. Teach feels guilty about a lot of this, because it was like her family stuff that we moved, trying to help out, and so I haven't been a dick about it, but I have been lazy on a lot of stuff because I'm just
boo.
Because I have been more like I've been waiting for it to kind of explode on me, to be honest, to be like,
you piece of shit.
Yeah, like you need to do this and that. And I've been waiting. You wait for that, and then when you do like, okay, my bad. Like, and I'll do everything.
I'm
at
sorry,
that point.
babe.
It hasn't happened yet, and like I think it's because she feels bad about it. I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna write it until it fucking happens.
Fuck.
Even right now, though, I think she's just happy that I'm at. Dude, it was. Did we talk about? I mean, we didn't really talk about us living there and everything, right?
Yeah,
we
not
talked
so much.
about it.
Yeah, we talked about it.
I mean, just a little tidbit about that. We moved in with her mom, and it's just a weird situation. It's upsetting in my head because you can't explain a lot you know, in passing. So like the movers too, like when they came the second time to move us out, and we were saying like, oh, like earlier this month when we moved in, they fucked up the bed, they fucked up the TV, and they were like, oh, like last month. They're like, yeah, we're moving out again. And you automatically think, oh, you're getting kicked out.
Right.
That's what it sounds like. We're getting kicked out. And, you know, people at work too, where I'm like, oh, we got a new apartment. They're like, oh, like, what happened?
Like, didn't you just move?
They kicked you out? And it's like, no, like, we ran out. You know?
We said, fuck
this.
this.
And, you know, you don't want to sit there and be like, oh, all this happened, and all this happened, all this drama, and it has nothing to do with us. And I think that's also where Miss T's probably coming from too, where she's like, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff with that, you know, still, you know, having to disrupt our whole fucking ecosystem, you know,
right?
Like, to try to help out and be the good guys, and then it still didn't really. I mean, we're literally the only ones that kind of got the raw deal on this,
right?
So, it's funny because I made dinner tonight, right? Pot roast, mashed potatoes, green beans, right? But it's like, it's reminiscent of when I first moved out. I don't have anything. We got rid of everything because when we moved in with her mom, she has, you know, real, you know, adult-ass cooking shit. So, like,
right.
I had all my cheap shit, but I had been using forever. It's like, yeah, get rid of that. I can just use what they use. Now we're back, and I'm like, I don't have a strainer. I don't have a sauce pot. I don't have a skillet.
Right.
I don't have plates. I don't have cups. I don't have all this shit. So we're having to rebuild again, but it's actually kind of good, I guess, because it's kind of like refreshing, you know,
right?
Just getting started. And that got deep all of a sudden.
No. Like, it's always good. No, I'm very glad you guys are back. For my own personal reasons.
I am
for the
so
show.
glad to be back. So glad. This was me living over there. I felt like a baby, you know what I mean? It's hard to move back in with your parents, man. I mean, they weren't my parents, but, you know, it's her parents.
It's a parent figure.
It was a parent figure.
Yeah.
And, of course, they're never going to see you as adults. You're always... And that's the thing, though, is like, but we got to do it our way and move... what's the word? Mature into it. Mm-hmm. You can't have a parent bitching at you all the time, because you really... start not wanting to do it just because of that, you know? Like,
for real.
You gotta do it this way. Well, now I don't want to because you told me to do it that way.
Exactly. No, yeah, I'm, like I said, like, I'm very glad you're back. I'm sure with posting this will be a shock, because as we're recording this, we haven't told anyone that we're recording.
I guess you could still play it up.
Yeah, I can, which I am. Like I said, I posted on the Facebook page, announcement tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm going to announce that we changed the Facebook color.
Oh, okay.
Or like change the color of the logo, and I'm going to update all the shit, YouTube, and this and that. So I'll probably edit this because we fucking 2 recordings. The other one fucked up a little bit.
That was weird.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. But, yeah, so the new episode will be posted, but, you know, just know it's recorded on this Monday, which I always put the film date in the episode, but those of you who have waited for the new episode and appreciate the patience and everything, I'm glad that we got the support that we did. For those of you that really cared about us going on hiatus or whatever, like the page. That's all we ask. Like, you know, we like to see the numbers.
And send money.
Fucking, send us booze. Fucking, yeah, I mean,
or just like the page, that's fine.
Yeah, whatever you can manage, because with the amount of likes the page gets, and with the amount of shares, we've been building up a lot of shares with the memes we post.
I was mentioning too, my friends have been sharing and liking the memes, and I know they don't listen and all that, which is so cool to me though. That,
yeah,
you know,
because it's kind of
the
spreading
page is
the
so
word.
relevant.
Yeah, we're getting. If we turn into a meme page that posts podcast episodes, that's fine by me.
Oh, I'm totally.
I want followers. I want likes. Like, because when people stumble upon us, like from sharing a meme, and they're like, "Who cares? Oh, it's a podcast page," and they see how many likes
you know
we
what
got.
We need to do though? We need to save the picture and share it to our page instead of sharing the.
That's what I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
I have a few that I've done that. I think I
see you mostly share things.
Yeah.
You share things to the page, but it has the other...
Yeah, the original.
So they get all the get all the likes and things. So, yeah, so that's what we're doing.
Okay.
Stealing memes.
I'll step it up on stealing memes.
No worries. But, as always... the more you know. As always for Season 2, you guys know who we are at this point. But as always, I am David Clare.
And I am the teach. And bitch, you guess it. No, don't do it. No. No, I'm a virgin. No. I'm a virgin. No. I'm a virgin. No. I'm a virgin. No. I'm a virgin.